It's football's iconic shrine, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, where all players hope to be, but very few elected. Bronzed and enshrined, the game's greats wait for their call. When David Baker, the Hall's CEO and president, comes knocking.
David, why is this building and those enshrined in it revered?
You know, Tom, the reason the Pro Football Hall of Fame is here is because this is where the game started. And 10 teams came together here in Canton and created this incredible thing. You're in one of the greatest rooms on the face of the earth. We call it the most inspiring place on earth. This is the legacy of the greatest that ever played the game. And there's only 326 bronze busts here. That is elite company. And I think people, when they come into this, they feel the excellence.
Thank you, man.
Hey, Randy?
Yes, sir.
On behalf of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, it's my privilege to welcome you to Canton, Ohio. I want to thank you for all you've done for the game, for all you're going to do for the game. This is going to be the beginning of your journey, not the end of your football career.
If this is the castle, you are the courier. When you look into the eye of a recipient who has finally reached the ultimate of their NFL ambition, what do you see?
You know, they're not thinking about their records or their money or their rings. They're thinking about their mom, who drove them to practice when they were 10 years old, or their dad who wouldn't let them quit, or that coach who put his arm around them and made them think that they could be more, or that teammate that sacrificed for them to help get them here. And I think guys feel at that moment a legacy, affirmation, a redemption, that somebody said, well done, good and faithful servant.
Thank you for all you've done for this great game, Kevin. Congratulations, man. Okay, buddy?
So much, Mr. Baker.
God bless you, buddy. God bless you. Oh, man, you're so deserving.
That's your signature, affirming them.
Yeah.
What is the impact?
Yeah, I think this is very important, Tom, because this isn't about the worship of football heroes. Every one of these guys did not fall out of bed great. They earned it. To be in this group is a huge affirmation, because all of these guys had times when they weren't sure. The commitment, the integrity, the courage, the respect, the love, those values to drag a lot of other people to greatness. It might make us better fathers or better mothers, better companies, make us a better country. It's bigger than football, Tom.
Why the connection to the fan?
People will stand in line just to be with these bronze busts. Football is a game that has captured America's passion. It's the only sport where every player needs every teammate on every play just to survive. And that's kind of a great metaphor for life. We need each other every day. If you're playing at Lambeau Field, there's frozen tundra stuck in your face mask. And you have to fight to get through it. Whether it's Aaron Rodgers or Roger Staubach, throw a Hail Mary. They've seen that, it's never over until the end. There's always hope.
What do these high achievers all have in common?
I think that common of believing in something, of believing that they could, believing in each other. Introduce Jim Brown, and all the other Hall of Famers stand up. The perseverance of the never giving up, but also what he did for social reform. He translated that to life. But I'll tell you, at our enshrinement, when we go back and do the transcripts, the word love is used 140, 150 times. They loved the game, they loved each other, and they wouldn't let anything stop them.
What kind of a conversation, if they could have one, would go on here?
You know, Tom, this is John Madden. I don't think I've ever known anybody who loved the game more than him. And in his enshrinement speech, he said that when the last fan had left during the day and the janitor had turned out the lights, that he was absolutely convinced that these guys talked to each other. I will say that their legacies talk to each other. Their legacies speak to me. I know in particular, Derek Brooks was concerned about where he was going to be, because he's going to be right across from Warren Sapp. And he thought he'd never get any sleep, never get any peace.
David, it's fitting to me that it takes a man bigger than other big men to usher them into something larger than life. Do you ever wonder, why me in this specific role?
My mom and dad couldn't read or write, and if it wasn't for a whole lot of coaches and this game, I don't think I would have the beliefs. I wouldn't have been able to persevere through the mistakes I've made in life. I wouldn't hold these principles so dear. The values that I've learned in athletics are very similar in a lot of respects to what I've learned by following Jesus Christ and what Scripture talks about.
What would the bust of Jesus Christ read?
Yeah, I think it would either just say love or would say come to me. Now, he had power and he had force and he had truth, but he would understand their hurt Somehow it was so powerfully done in love that it was different. He wanted to heal their wound. This is the greatest job in the world, I'll tell you. I get to give out the gold jacket, I get to give the Hall of Fame ring of excellence in their stadium in front of their fans, but I also get to knock on their door.
It has all the elements of eternity, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, Tom. When I've knocked on the door, I've looked into their eyes. I think I've got a glimpse of their soul. They're thinking about their journey. Even a bronze bust only lasts for 40,000 years. Our life in Jesus Christ is that is forever. Revelations 3:20 says, "Behold, I stand at the door and I knock. And any man who answers the door, I will come in, and there will be a union between Jesus Christ and me." All you have to do is humble yourself and answer the door. And he will say, "Well done, good and faithful servant." And eternity is a lot longer than 40,000 years.